Okay, we're on to the main event then, the Longines Singapore Gold Cup Group 1, 2,200 metres and $1.35 million in prize money. Now, Trapeus special plates go on for the first time, so Trapeus will have special plates. Wild Geese is the first in track work here. Manuel Nunez takes the ride on him. Track work obviously very good.
Yeah, really liked it. Not that he was pushed along, but I really liked the way he finished off this work. It was noticeable. He clocked 38 seconds or thereabouts, and I just think everything's going perfectly for him, right from the planning for the preparation, the last run, and the barrier draw more recently. And this is Iraqi Karako working with Dragonfly. Now, I think they were out to do different things, but still thought that Iraqi Karako's work was really good. He clocked good time in this piece of work, and he also had a couple of gallops on the turf track this week. He had a quiet gallop on Tuesday, and that was a stronger piece of work that we showed you on Wednesday. I think the issue for him, Iraqi Karako, is that it's a lot to ask a horse to do in his first preparation, but he is a good young horse on the way up. But terrific race coming up, very excited.
It is indeed, and we can analyse and talk as much as we like, but the people who really know what's going on are the trainers. Let's hear from some of those at the barrier draw on Thursday morning.
Yeah, look, it's probably a little wide, but he's a get-back type of horse anyway. I mean, most of his better wins have been from in the back half of the field, but he certainly seems to have held his form really well from the Raffles Cup. Couldn't be happy with him going into the race physically.
No, that's all right. He should be able to pick a slot in there somewhere and be ideal for him. Worked enormous on the grass on, what day was that? Wednesday. And no, I'm really happy with him. Yeah, good.
Oh, great. You know, you couldn't wish for a better barrier, you know. He should be able to jump and take a nice posse and be off the pace and, yeah, very happy. Yeah, since the run last start in the Raffles, he's trained on. He worked, you know, I thought very well yesterday morning. He's eaten up well, so a barrier draw is beautiful for us, and I expect him to be right in the money.
It really tops it off now. I was dreading the draws actually, and when he came up with number one, well, I'm over the moon. And this morning he just went for a canter on track 4, and the regular rider said he's like a 2-year-old. He's fresh and bright, and he's really well.
Yeah, it's a very light preparation. Look, if it works, he'll run really well, and I might look an idiot with 400 metres to go. So, look, he'll be midfield. Just important. He might even be a little bit further back. The important thing is just to get him to switch off. And
I'm really excited about it. Barrier 3 is a good draw for him, and from where he is at that gates, we could opt to go forward or maybe even sit in midfield where he's comfortable. But I think that's a great draw.
Now, the trainers are some of the leading candidates in the Longines Singapore Gold Cup. Let's have a look at their past runs now. We're going to start off with a Super 97. Of course, he took out the Raffles Cup. He's the top weight of 57, but he also, even with a 57, he looks like he's in okay at the weights, I thought, but the barrier draw makes it very tough, doesn't it, Matthew?
It does. So we'll roll the tape and have a look at Super 97 in action in the Raffles Cup. He had to give weight away on this occasion to War Affair, but unfortunately he was at level weights with the others there, and he meets them a lot worse. Keep an eye on Wild Geese over near the inside. Superb run for him. The second time he's been placed at Group 1 level. But, well, Super 97, I'm going to tip him. He's got a few little issues. He'll probably go back from a wide stall. Just get him to settle Munro. Munro won the race last year, and he was very good the way he finished off here. I expect him to stay out the trip really well over 2,200 metres. Class act. It's going to be hard to keep out a horse like Wild Geese, who, of course, went so close in the Derby behind Better Life. But, look, the winner may well be in that replay. A couple of terrific performances there, Wild Geese and Super 97 through the Raffles Cup.
Now, we're going to have a look at Martin. He's had 2 1,400 metre races. He had a pretty severe injury at the start of the season. I think it's tough for him. I know Laurie's very confident about this horse, but for mine it doesn't look great.
And he has won going from 1,400 to 2,000 before, but it is that little bit extra to go from 1,400 to 2,200. He's been coming through the same races as Dujardin, and I think his performances have been better than Dujardin, but Dujardin has come out and worked terrifically since then, so hard to draw a concrete line between the two of them. But Martin lets him in the Oscar Racing Cutters, storms home strongly. He's looking for the extra trip. We'll find out on Sunday whether it's all a little bit too soon as far as this prep goes for him.
Okay, this is Musketeer beats Trapeus. Trapeus meets him 3 kilos better at the weights this time around. Musketeer, well, he's trained by Takaoka, so you just got to give consideration even for that fact alone.
Yeah, Musketeer, Trapeus, both great hopes. And ironically, Iraqi Karako actually went round the favourite in this race, ahead of those in the market. He wasn't quite able to do it on the day, but he'll get Vorster here. Musketeer strong. We know how Takaoka goes in the race. And Trapeus had to give him 3 kilos here. It's not the case in this particular race. And Tommy Berry's over to ride him. But I thought of all the horses at the barrier draw, I thought Trapeus might have been the worst served. I'm not sure how he's going to fare from that gate number 12, but he's going very well. And I think Michael Freedman's just quietly confident for a big run from a horse who ran so well, of course, in the Derby.
Well, the lady trainers have been dominating big races around the world, and Letitia Dragon, I think she gets a serious chance here with Dragonfly, a horse that just showed a really good turn of foot at the end of the race here.
He's this really sneaky hope here, Edward, this one. Dragonfly's got a good turn of foot, doesn't he?
And that's the thing that I found most impressive about this horse's run, Matt, was when Joe asked for the effort, really liked the way he responded. Trapeus, I sort of felt, was racing like a star and a little bit dour. I know they meet differently at the weights and it's in favour of Trapeus, but I did visually think the performance of Dragonfly was better, and Craig Newitt coming over from Australia to ride this horse down with a lightweight too.
Now this is Lord Brompton. He's another one off a light campaign, just the one run into the cup. But Cliff Brown made an interesting point on the website that he had a Derby campaign prior to this, so he would have had residual fitness going into this.
Well, he's taking a little bit of a punt, and Cliff's a very good trainer of stayers, so his gut feeling was, I think, that the horse is going to be a better chance fresh. We saw him come out and beat an expert 1400 metre horse there in Tom. He beat him fresh. Terrific run in the Derby. He'll probably get back. Cliff just wants him to settle towards the first turn if he can do that, and there's enough pace in the race. Look out for him late on.
Okay, one horse we didn't see, well, we saw in replay in the Raffles Cup, is Street Legal. His wins at a lower level have been audacious, haven't they?
Phenomenal. He's just flying, and his trial the other day was as good as he's ever done. Could it be a horse who was in Class 5 in September last year could win the Gold Cup 14 months later?
Not sure, but Bruce has won a couple of derbies, so he's the man in charge. We'll quickly go through the horses we haven't spoken a lot about and just give a very quick opinion. Cash Luck won the mile, but I thought he might struggle.
We'll sit up on the pace. I think he'll sit second in the run. If there's no pace, then maybe. He ran 7th last year.
Okay, we've spoken about Martin, but Born to Fly, Lise Allpress to ride.
Needs to settle in the run. I think it's a distance query.
Okay, Dujardin we've spoken about. A little bit of Joy. I don't think he'd be a surprise if he won the Cup, Edward.
At least we know he can run the trip. He's won over 2400, but they're the positive I'm able to come up with, Craig.
Okay, we saw a replay of Tenzing, but we didn't speak much about him. He ran okay in this race last year.
2 horses last year went round, Cash Luck and also Tenzing. He was the first of them home. He finished 4th. Needs a wet track, but he'll stay on strongly.
Okay, what's the upside here? You're tipping Super 97, Matt?
Super 97, but I could have tipped about 4 or 5 others. I think Wild Geese will go off favourite, but I'll go with the 1.
Yeah, Street Legal. Now, Trapeus is the horse I think will run a huge race here over 2002. Super 97 and Wild Geese.
Super 97 to beat Wild Geese. Musketeer, Takaoka, polish on him, and Street Legal, Grand Old Campaigner.
I just think everything's perfect here for Wild Geese, so I've tipped him to win ahead of Street Legal, Super 97 and Musketeer.
So many others we could have thrown in as well, but there they are. And Street Legal from Liana Wumbow and Trapeus from Shimin Daily News.